MGF Custom / Reviews.
What's going on, guys? I'm Ross, and I am back with yet another LEGO Marvel Superhero set review. This time I have Spider-Man's Doc Ock Ambush. The set number is 6873, it is ages 6 through 12, and it has 295 pieces. So this set is based off the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show, which is on Nickelodeon, I believe. I'm actually not sure, because I purchased the episode this set takes place in on iTunes. And I didn't exactly research into it. I just kind of watched the episode to get a feel for what these characters are like, and it's really an immature and bad show. It's meant for kids. I mean, honestly, The Amazing Spider-Man the movie is the way to go if that's still in theaters. If not, it'll be out on DVD in November. But yeah, this set, I mean, the Ultimate Spider-Man is just a really bad show, and I'm not exactly a big fan of how LEGO based the set off of this, because Spider-Man's suit looks a little lame. Doc Ock looks like a pedophile, and Iron Fist, I'm actually not familiar with him, but I know he looks a lot more badass in this in whatever other series he's in besides this show. But anyway, this set is really a really nice play set. I could definitely come up with some pretty nice scenarios for kids to have take place if they do play with this set. It's definitely a great set for kids and kids who do appreciate the show. I mean, it's definitely a perfect little play set, but other than that, I'm not a big fan of this set. So anyway, let's get on to the minifigures. So here we have Spider-Man himself, and honestly, the Ultimate Spider-Man suit isn't exactly my favorite suit, but it is pretty basic to this Spider-Man character. But I honestly would prefer the custom Spider-Man I bought off eBay from a seller named Christo. He does not sell this exact same one, but now he was inspired by this Spider-Man figure to drop the eyes down, so now the eyes look just about as big as they do on this figure, because the eBay seller thought that it might attract more people if he made it look closer to the Lego-like one. But honestly, this one looks really awesome. But if you want, you can just, look up custom Lego Spider-Man on eBay and see one similar to this. But anyway, now that I'm done advertising Christo, let's move on to this figure. So this figure is really awesome. You can see I mean, honestly, the Ultimate Spider-Man is just a basic Spider-Man. He's got the white eyes, he's got the webbing around, the pretty much an almost entire blue suit, even though his boots are red, but LEGO doesn't want to go into that much printing to actually print on his red boots. But here's a good look at his torso, and a good look at his head, and then his back printing. So pretty much very basic Spider-Man. You got the standard blue suit with the red hands and red head, but it's pretty much just a basic Spider-Man, and he does also feature a webbing piece to stop Dr. Octopus's evil schemes. So yeah, and this does fit on his hand, just like so. And yeah, so basically, there you go. So, not much else to add. Without further ado, there's Spider-Man. Alright, and now we've got Dr. Octopus himself, and honestly, this is a very strange looking Dr. Octopus, but it is accurate to the one on the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show. His actual octopus apparatus is bendable at about 4 points. You can basically, each arm you can rotate 360 degrees, and they are bendable at right here, here, and here. So his arms are pretty much fully posable. You can make all kinds of poses with his arms, and also the actual hooks themselves do turn 360 degrees. And it's a little bit tough at this angle, but basically his octopus arms are fully posable in just about all ways. Which is really awesome. Articulation is always a plus, and also the arms, if you have them, actually spread out, then they can turn 360. But right now, as you can see, they will not. They will only go. They'll basically just stop because they are. Dr. Octopus himself is getting in the way. But these are detachable, and basically there's a hole right there that hooks into that peg, and there you go. That's pretty much how it attaches. And now that I've shown you that, let me go ahead and take these off to give you a look at the printing. His hairpiece is pretty much the hairpiece that was introduced in the Prince of Persia Dastan minifigure. But as you can see, this is the piece. Pretty cool piece. Probably definitely very useful. which is also pretty awesome. And basically, here's a look at his primary head printing. You got some nice red glasses and an aggressive type smirk, and basically just a really nice detailed head. And then here's a look at the back. This is basically the same thing with a different expression and his goggles up. So let's look at that. And then his torso printing is very nice. Pretty simple though, but pretty good at the same time. And he does also have back torso printing, or torso printing on his back. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Dr. Octopus. He's made up of quite a few parts, and definitely a pretty cool minifigure. Just not my favorite Dr. Octopus in the world, but that's not LEGO's fault. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Dr. Octopus. There you go. Alright, and now we have Iron Fist. And Iron Fist is pretty much a badass in everything but the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show. But he's still an Iron Fist minifigure, and I'm definitely glad LEGO put him into production. And as you can see, he does feature pretty nice torso printing. And what's really awesome is that LEGO actually printed onto a yellow head, and they actually managed to print some pretty nice white eyes without it interfering, without like a yellow tint, you know, coming through the white, since normally with printing that doesn't exactly work. But LEGO did do a very nice job printing onto the yellow head, and there's a look at his back printing. But other than that, he's a pretty basic figure, but definitely cool nonetheless. So there he is. There's Iron Fist. Alright, so now onto the actual set. The way this set works, this whole plot line is Dr. Octopus is trying to perform experiments on our good friend Iron Fist here, and he's going to take away Iron Fist's superpowers. So before that can happen, Spider-Man comes through the air vent up here to save the day and stop Dr. Octopus. So let's get it out of this action pose here. Basically, we can start off with Dr. Octopus's car here. Let me get the web, take that off. There we go. Alright, so, as you can see, Dr. Octopus's little getaway car here is pretty cool. He did not use this in the actual show, but, you know, LEGO's got to include these type of things to make the set really, really kid-friendly. But you can see it does have LEGO's signature feature, Flick Fire Missiles. So, that actually broke. That hasn't happened to me before in a review. Flick Fire Missile actually breaks upon impact. But, yeah, as you can see, it does have 4 wheels. The wheels have white rims to them, which looks kind of lame. It doesn't exactly make Dr. Octopus look menacing if he has white rims. But you can see there is a sticker here on this vehicle, and he has a little translucent blue computer screen there with absolutely nothing on it. I'm just nitpicking. But you can see you get some nice lime green studs in there, some light blue 1x1 cheese slopes, which is what Flickr people call those. But then you can see there's a look at the bottom. Very, very simple build, but this can rotate just like that. And if you take Dr. Octopus, you can pull off his octopus apparatus and put it right on this little peg here. See the little hole? Insert it right there. That's what she said. So there you go. And I assume you're supposed to be able to spin this. But it's not exactly the most convenient mechanism. I mean, I guess you can do that, but I mean, if you're trying to like ride it along, you can't spin this whatsoever, unless you have it like this. Oh, stupid me. You're supposed to attach it backwards, and I guess you can spin it and it makes kind of like that, and Spider-Man can get caught up in there and, you know, get pretty beat up. But, yeah, so that's pretty much it for his getaway vehicle here. Again, it's meant for playability, and it's not exactly canon to the show, nor is it really just otherwise cool. But anyway, let me go ahead and fix his octopus apparatus here, now that I screwed it up. Okay, I fixed that. So he's back on the road here. But anyway, now on to Dr. Octopus's actual laboratory. This thing is actually pretty cool. It does include some really nice blue pieces. You get some really nice light blue pieces, as you can see here, and right here. And you get some nice light blue translucent pieces, like the cylinders here. And you do get some studs along with that, which are right here. And you do get some nice gray pieces, such as like right here. And you do get the nice little vent piece here, some nice tubes, and you know, you get some pretty nice pieces. But anyway, let's go ahead and point out the stickers before we move on. There are stickers here, 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 and here. And there's also a sticker on his getaway car, but I already went over that. But anyway, as you can see, Spider-Man can fit through the little air vent very well. That little gap right there, he can slide through pretty nicely. But unfortunately, if you want to slide him through there, you cannot bend his arms or anything else, or else he can't fit through. So he has to be basically standing straight up for him to, you know, be able to slide in and out, like so. If it will stop fighting me. There we go. So you get the point. But yeah, that can spin 360 degrees. And basically, the entire set itself is actually pretty nicely flexible, I guess you could say. You can. This is right where it's stopping. There is as far as it goes. It can't go any further. That's as far as it goes. Yeah. So as you can see here, we have Iron Fist, who is being trapped by Dr. Octopus to be conducted experiments on. And these little forearms can bend right up, and you can get him out. So there's Iron Fist, and put him to the side there. But here's a look at the little bed that he's on. As you can see there, pretty cool. He got some nice red translucent pieces and some nice cheese slopes, light blue cheese slopes. And basically it's just a pretty cool little bed that you can spin 360 degrees. And I wouldn't exactly know what you would call this, a bed, or I don't know. But yeah, you can just put him right back in. Not a problem. It's not hard to deal with at all. And yeah. So then you can see the two stickers back here. I guess they're supposed to represent, I don't know what that's supposed to be. It doesn't look, it looks like maybe a jet almost, but this obviously represents Iron Fist. And then these two little keyboards on the sides there. So just basically to give it the whole laboratory type feel, which is really awesome. And then you can see if you bend this forward, you can have like a light pointing down at Iron Fist, so that when Doc Ock is, you know, working on him, you have the light shining on him to make it easier, I guess, to molest him in bed. Anyway, now that I'm done being vulgar, sorry about that, you can see the little holding cell right here folds down, and you can put any minifigures in there, except Doc Ock, because I don't exactly see how he would fit in there. But yeah, I'm not going to take Iron Fist out, but you can take Spider-Man or Iron Fist and put them right in there. So if Spider-Man fails to save Iron Fist, then he can just simply sit in that holding cell and watch as Dr. Octopus takes away his superpowers. So other than that, that pretty much concludes it for the features of this set. There is not much more to go over. There are some platforms right here where you can have the minifigures to stand. So if you want, you could have Dr. Octopus stand right here, which is preferable because he's, you know, he's the big guy in the set. And you could slip Iron Fist out of the bed here, or the table. I guess you could call that a table or a bed, I don't know. And then you can take Spider-Man out, and you know, basically there is a spot for all three. But honestly, it doesn't exactly work putting him right there because he looks kind of on the edge. So putting him up here where he's supposed to be is much better. And yeah. So, other than that, that pretty much is it for the features for this set. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you guys a look at the instruction manuals. And, yeah, so we can conclude this. Alright. By the way, here's a look at the back of the set. So, just wanted to add that in for you guys to see. So we do get a pretty thick instruction book, but that's only because each step only requires like a few pieces out of the 200 pieces there are. So it's really, you know, it's just a very simple build. But there's really not much, nothing really special in the instruction book. It's all in the comic book that comes with the set, and this is the comic book number 5. And as you can see, I'm going to give you a rundown of what's inside. So basically, we're advertising the Avengers sets and basically all the Marvel sets. And then we have the actual Spider-Man comic itself. So there you go, as you can see there, pretty cool comic. And there's the next 2 pages. And that's the end. So, yeah, there's not much else. The back is pretty nice. Got all the Marvel characters that have been put into production, which are pretty cool. Really nice figures. And, yeah, really nice comic book and pretty boring instruction book. You know, but it's basic. What can you expect? Alright, now here's a look at the box. As you can see, you got the basic specs of the set here. Pretty nice little scene going on all over the box. This is some pretty nice artwork. You got the Ultimate Spider-Man logo here. And then you can see you got Spider-Man up there. And the actual size box on the top, traditionally, like with all LEGO sets. And then the back of the box, I basically showed you all these features already. And yeah. So then there's this side. You got Spider-Man there. That's the actual Spider-Man himself from the Ultimate Spider-Man show. And then right there you got Spider-Man once again with a little, you can basically see Lego Spider-Man and a Lego Dr. Octopus fading through the red there, which is pretty cool. And there's that side. So pretty basic box. It's not really a big box, but I'm just glad I was able to fit it on my little studio area here, because the Lego Star Wars sets boxes are much bigger. But anyway, let's go ahead and finish this up, guys. So anyway, that about wraps it up for this review, guys. The minifigures are okay. The printing is pretty nice, but I mean, it's just not my favorite Marvel superhero set. Honestly, the Avengers sets are absolutely the best way to go. And like I showed, the Cristo Spider-Man figure that I have really saved my life on this one, because if I was stuck with this one, I would be a very sad little child. But anyway, this set is okay. It's not the best. I would definitely prefer you guys get like an Avengers set over this. But if you want the pieces, you want the stickers, if you're that type of person, this is definitely a good set. But for the figures and the actual the actual set itself, it's meh. So anyway, this set's okay. Is it worth the 30 bucks? Maybe drop it down to 25 and then you can go for it. But honestly, it's not my favorite set. So that's just my opinion, guys. I gave you guys the full look at it, so you can make your opinion up by yourself if you do like the set. Yeah. Anyway, alright, I will see you guys later.
Bye!
So Spider-Man damn it. You know, relating their sets and involving them with kids. That sounds really pedophilic.